And welcome into a brand new venture, brand new football season. It is Florida Football Insiders Weekend Preview. I am TJ Reeves. He is Todd Gracely. Hey, thank you for doing this with me. And are you as excited as I am about the start to the football season?
I am. It's a 1 week you look forward to every year, college football, and then next week the NFL. Bunch of teams across the state of Florida, quality football, and we're going to bring it to you every week.
All right, so first things first, let's take a look at the schedule of what we have for this week. An interesting Labor Day weekend, Todd, that we're going to have. Not NFL regular season football, as we mentioned, and in fact, there's already one team that's played. More on that in a second. Coming up on Saturday, and in particular Saturday night, USF against Elon in a matchup at Raymond James Stadium to kick off the second year of Charlie Strong's football program. The Gators will take on Charleston Southern as Dan Mullen makes his debut as their head coach. A Sunday night game with LSU and Miami. The Canes had such an optimistic season last year. They'll open up in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium. And then Monday night, Florida State will take on Virginia Tech. The first game for Willie Taggart is an ACC game at Doak Campbell Stadium on Monday evening.
Before we get to this week's game, I have to boast about my UCF Knights alma mater taking place on Thursday in Connecticut against UConn, and they were as good as advertised. The national champions from 2017 with the nation's longest winning streak on the line picked up win number 14 behind Heisman candidate Mackenzie Milton, who was as good as advertised. The Hawaii native threw for over 340 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Knights get a big 56-17 win in Josh Heupel's coaching debut for the Knights.
Did I hear you say national champions for you?
That's right. The Collie Index has us as national champions, so we're going to take every bit that we can, and it's in the record books.
Yeah, and Mackenzie Milton may be in the record books before it's over with. All right, USF, let's talk about this matchup. They will be taking on Elon in a game that should be easy for the Bulls at home. Second year for Charlie Strong. Blake Barnett, who is a transfer from both Alabama and Arizona State. He's a graduate transfer. He's immediately eligible. He won the starting quarterback job. Bulls lost some guys to graduation, including Quentin Flowers, the outstanding quarterback. Let's see if they struggle some at the beginning of this game, but they have far more talent than Elon. It should be an easy win for the Bulls Saturday night opening up in Tampa.
Thanks, TJ. I'm looking forward to what the Gators will do this year in 2018. Last year, they went 4-7. Disappointing by most standards for Florida fans. They bring in Dan Mullen, who has familiarity with the program. He was the offensive coordinator for their 2 national title teams. They've named Felipe Franks, the pro-style quarterback, as their guy on Saturday. They'll have Charleston Southern. Should be a cakewalk for the Gators.
All right, Todd, so you're talking Gators in the Swamp on Saturday. How about all the way out at Jerry's World, AT&T Stadium? That's where it will be. LSU and Miami on a neutral field, made for television, Sunday night game. There'll be millions and millions that will be tuning in to watch this one. In fact, the last time these two programs met, it was in the Peach Bowl, and it was a real blowout by LSU, clobbering Miami both on the field, and then there's a fight after the game where a Miami player got knocked unconscious in the tunnel in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. So it's a bad memory for the Canes. It's now many years later. They're going to try to erase that memory coming up against LSU. For Miami, such a great season a year ago where they started off the year at 10-0. Then they lost that Friday after Thanksgiving game to Pitt, a Pitt team that only won 4 games all year long. They got blown out, did the Canes, by Clemson in the ACC title game, then lost the Orange Bowl to Wisconsin, a good Big Ten team, but still 3 losses to end the year. So that's a bad taste in their mouth. They've got Malik Rozier coming back at quarterback. They've lost some guys to the NFL. Shaq Quarterman is an excellent defender for the LSU Tigers. They are going to come in with a new quarterback, a transfer from Ohio State. They have to replace Darius Geis at running back. This is the SEC and the ACC. We're very interested on Sunday night at AT&T Stadium. All right, what about that one? 8 national championships between those two teams. Do you have a quick prediction on Sunday night, LSU and Miami?
2 powerhouse programs going at it on a big stage, and for some of these guys, it'll be their first taste at Jerry's World. You know, in an NFL stadium. So it'll be really exciting. I like Miami. They have a 1,000-yard running back at their helm, and I think they have a stout defense. Both defenses are great. Tons of NFL caliber talent. So it should be a real shootout, but I like Miami.
Yeah, LSU seems like they have like 10 guys drafted every year. We'll see if Ed Orgeron can get a big win on the neutral field. That leaves us just one game, Todd Gracely, and that is Florida State and Virginia Tech, an ACC opener on Labor Day night. Again, a standalone national television game. Millions will be watching. First game for Willie Taggart at home, at the helm. He grew up a Florida State fan. Of course, he coached at USF, went out to Oregon for 1 year, and then bolted when Jimbo Fisher left to go to Texas A&M. They're going to go to DeAndre Francois, the quarterback who had so much success 2 years ago, 2016. Hurt his knee in the opening game with Alabama. He's rehabbed for 12 months. He's ready to play. Meanwhile, for Virginia Tech, I think they might have something for Florida State here. They're a good team. Josh Jackson at quarterback, got a lot of starters back on defense. Is this going to be a knockdown, drag-out ACC game Monday night? Give me a quick thought.
Absolutely, and the last time these two teams met in 2012, you have to go back to that game. E.J. Manuel to Rashad Green as the Noles beat the Hokies in Blacksburg. I think it'll come down to that final play of the game, those final minutes. But the key to this one is the home field advantage for the Noles. Willie Taggart brings that swagger from Oregon. His past programs, they've had a slew of uniforms, the Ducks do. The Noles are going to go with the blackout.
What do you think of that? All black?
They're going to go all black. The student section is going to wear black. FSU fans are pumped, and I think that's the difference in this game is that student section, the hype, and the atmosphere that really brings out the best in FSU. And if you look at their schedule, Alabama, and then in the future they have Boise State, they have Notre Dame. I mean, they're not giving up on week one. They're going all out and kind of putting their cards out there to see where they're really at.
Yeah, and this is a conference game right off the bat with Virginia Tech coming again on Monday night. Should be a wild weekend of football. We've got full coverage all over the place on FloridaFootballInsiders.com. Did you have fun, Todd?
I did. This is great, and get your popcorn ready because you guys are in for a show for the next couple of weeks.
It's going to be a lot of fun for the college. We've got the NFL next week. For Todd Gracely, I'm TJ Reeves. Thanks for being with us.